Hi guys, it's Erin from Ginger's Florals. Today I've been in the greenhouse working on dividing dahlias. I still have probably half of them to go. I have some of them packaged up here. There's a whole bunch of them sitting on the table over there. But it's incredibly windy outside. I don't know if you can see it. The trees are just blowing like crazy. Our power just went out. So if the noise gets crazy, sorry about that. I can't help the wind. But I did just get a really cool package from Johnny's. So I thought that we could go through this together. Oh, geez, you hear that? My goodness. It is really blustery out there. So I thought that we could go through this packet. Oh, it's pretty cool. They sent some growing guides this time along with. But I had gone and done an inventory on my seed supply, and I realized that there were quite a few things that I needed to re-up. And I've done a little bit of adjustments on some of the colors that I've gotten and some of the different types of flowers that I'm gonna grow. So let's go through all of this. Okay, I'm gonna organize these real quick and then we'll go from there. It sounds creepy outside. Okay, so I've got everything organized. So I'm just gonna start going through these and I will pile them up over here or put them in the box that's right here as we go. I'm gonna start with my zinnias. I needed to replenish, I only had a few left. I have saved some, so we'll talk about those in a different video, but I have some left over and I've saved some from this year's crop also. But I re-upped, I got Zinnia Queenie Lemon Peach. This one is sort of a yellow, but it's in that Queen Lime series, and oh my gosh, it's just beautiful, the combo of colors. I'll put pictures up here for all of these different varieties so that you'll be able to see what they are. Okay, so Queenie Lemon Peach, it's this really pretty mix of, as the name would say, lemony yellow. It's a bright yellow, but it has soft peachy undertones, and it's just beautiful. Everything in this series, every color in this series I adore. I think they're just more interesting than just, the general bright purples and pinks that come from the like Benary's Giants or the California Giants, which are all great flowers, don't get me wrong. These are just a little bit more interesting. So Queenie Lemon Peach, and then speaking of Benary's, I got the Giant Lime. I like this lime color because it almost works as like a neutral in bouquets. It goes with everything, whether I'm putting coral colors or pinks or purples. This green it just kind of balances everything. It gives that resting point for your eye when everything's kind of bright and colorful in a bouquet. So the Giant Lime, I got Benary's Bright Pink. This is also one that I really enjoyed growing last year. I don't have quite as many as I would normally, but the zinnias are the kind of flower that it's a cut and come again, so you don't need as many plants to get as many blooms out of it. The more you cut, the more it'll bloom, and these are really beautiful. They go really nicely with that lime color. They go really nicely with the lemony peach. They go with everything. There's very few colors except for maybe red that this pink won't go with, but I'm not growing any red, so should be good. Okay, the next one is Benary's Giant Purple, which I'm not kidding you, when these flowers first come out, they're this big. They're absolutely almost as big as my face. They're so huge and they're gorgeous and they pair well with everything. They're a really solid color. There's not a lot of variation in them, which is why I add the other varieties with it. I also have Queen Lime with peach and Queen Lime red. I have different colors to pair with these. Queen Lime Red is not really the red that you're thinking of, because I just talked about red not being one of my colors. It's really not. It's really, I'll put a picture. It's a really a muted sort of color that mixes with some others. And then this is a new one, but I loved the color. It's Ballerina. It's in that peachy pink color palettes with supposed to be big flowers, a lot like what Florette put out last year. And Dawn Creek has been working on. This one, I'm really looking forward to it. I bought a lot of these because I want to lean into those colors more than I have in the past. A little less with the bright, bold, crazy color or primary colors, and a bit more with the softer colors. I do need to try and lean more into wholesale and wedding work, so this is hopefully going to help. As long as they do what they should do or what they've been advertised to do, I should be in good shape. Okay, that's all the new zinnias to go along with what I already have. The next I want to go through is sunflowers. If you guys have watched this channel through the last season, you've seen I do a lot of sunflowers, and I love them. My customers love them. I have pared back on a couple of the colors that I do and added different ones, but let's just go through these. I really didn't have any left, so I had to start a whole new batch. I did get Pro Cut Red. I grew some of those last season, but they didn't make it into a lot of bouquets. I got sick. There was some stuff that went on, but they bloomed out beautifully in my garden. But I got Pro Cut Red, and then I got White Night. So there's also a White Light that, this one has really creamy yellow petals and a dark center. It's just one of my favorite sunflowers. But there's also a White Light that has that same creamy petals, but the center is light colored. I'm not growing those this year, at least so far. Never say never, but I didn't buy any of those seed because they tend to wilt more. The neck isn't as strong as the white or the White Night. So I went heavier on these, hoping that they'll just do better in general. And people my customers do gravitate towards this color more than they do the White Light anyways. So I'm gonna grow a whole bunch of these. These I tend to grow earlier in the season, and then I shift to the reds later on as it heads toward fall. Okay, the next one I've grown before is this Pro Cut Gold Light DMR. The DMR is downy mildew resistant, which if you can hear the rain right now, you know that we need. Pro Cut Gold Light these are great. They're the classic yellow sunflower petals, but the center is yellow and green actually. It's not that dark color. It's very different, and these pair really well with a lot of different flowers that a regular classic sunflower doesn't. The classic sunflower goes best, in my opinion, all by itself. Maybe with some zinnias or some stock or some, not zinnias, stock or snapdragons or something that has that spiky shape. But the color-wise, they do best by themselves, in my opinion. But these pair well with all kinds of different stuff. So I'm really excited to have a bunch of those. This one, I did not grow this last year, but I wish that I had. This is Pro Cut Plum. Now, so I should say this. Pro Cut sunflowers, these are all, they're called Pro Cut because they have been bred as cut flowers. They're single stem. They bloom in between 50 and 65 days, depending on the variety, which is very fast. And you can plant them close together. I usually plant them around 4 to 6 inches apart. The closer you put them together, the smaller the flower heads will be. So yeah, that's just the basics on Pro Cut, and those are the only ones that I'm growing this year. But Pro Cut Plum, it has this really cool shading, sort of the interior of the center is black, and then the interior sort of changes from I guess, sort of a soft color, and it gets darker as it gets towards the edge. Like I said, I'll put pictures up, but it's a really cool flower, and I wished last year that I had grown some. It would have gone really well with the reds when I did get a chance to put them together, and I just didn't have any. So Pro Cut Plum. And then the last one that I bought seeds for was Orange Excel, Pro Cut Orange Excel. So this one is your classic sunflower, dark center, yellow petals around. It's just, this is always good. Nobody complains when they get a bouquet of classic sunflowers. I love them too. There's something to be said. A lot of what I grow is it's textural and, in my opinion, interesting with unusual coloring and whatnot, but a good classic is a classic for a reason, and some of these sunflowers fit that bill. Okay, that's all the sunflowers. I should band these together as I go through them. Okay, and then next I have, let's see, I needed some more Mahogany Splendor hibiscus. These seeds, these are pretty expensive, but they grow, and they take all season to grow. They're at their peak right towards the end of my market season. But they're really great for fall arrangements and fall weddings and whatnot, and different events like that. So these guys, 25 seeds, it's really not very many plants, but these will get 5 feet tall, and if I pinch them at the right time, they'll be 4 feet across. Like, they will have so many branches, and they grow. When these get fully grown, they look to me like a Japanese maple. They're beautiful. Dark burgundy, mahogany, as the name would suggest. That's the color, and I love these. I think, at least at this point, I'm gonna grow these every year. They're the best foliage that I have, one of the best foliages that I have late in the season. So Mahogany Splendor. I got myself some violas. I just needed to restock. This one is Antique Shades. These will go into my hanging baskets. They're really soft, pretty colors that go well with everything else that I'm doing in my hanging baskets in a little while. Next up, I did buy some more Black-Eyed Susans. This is the Sahara variety. These ones are my favorite of all the Rudbeckias. They have a mix of colors, and they just, I'll show you the picture, but they go so well with everything in that summertime. I especially love to put these with blues and purples. It's an interesting combination because there's a lot of browns, and wow, I think it's hailing. There's a lot of browns in this mix, and it makes an interesting pairing to put with blues and purples. I really love these. Now, we did out in the field leave that whole row of Black-Eyed Susans with the Indian Summer and the Sahara. We left the roots in the ground, hoping, we'll see if it works or not, hoping that maybe they will overwinter and I won't necessarily need to plant all this many. Black-Eyed Susans, a lot of different varieties, are hardy to my zone, this 8B, but the Sahara variety it's a tender perennial at zone 9, and we're 8B, so we're just under 9, so it's worth a shot. We'll see. If we have a really super cold winter, they probably won't make it, but I have seeds to back it up. Okay, the next is Status. I did pare down the colors of Status that I am growing. I already have inside the QIS formula mix, so that has all the purples and reds and all that. So I just got this year the QIS apricot, and I have a Seeker white. Just to pare it down and to grow more of the colors that would be wedding worthy. And you know, our clientele at the farmers market is changing a little bit. We have a lot more people from Seattle, the city, that are moving to this side of the water, and they have more interesting. They have more taste for different different color palettes than has been in the past. So it's fantastic. So these are the colors that I like, and this is what I'm happy to grow. Okay, so those are the two status that I bought. Now this next one is asters. I've been back and forth on these for a while. These are, what are they called? China asters. They sometimes don't do really well here because they don't like a lot of moisture. The petals will turn brown quickly, but they're so beautiful. And if I'm gonna lean into wedding work, this is the kind of flower that I want to grow. So this first one is new. I've never seen it, at least not on Johnny's website. It's called Souffle. It's a light pink. It's really beautiful. This color, like I said, I've never seen this one before in an aster, but the petals are so delicate and the color is so soft. I think it'll be beautiful in bouquets and for weddings. So there's one. The next one is apricot, king-sized apricot. This one I've grown before. Great big flower, beautiful color. It's a really peachy color. And those always go well and with myriad color palettes. And then the last one is this Lady Coral Lavender. Like I said with the Rudbeckia, actually this is one of the flowers that I like to put with the Black-Eyed Susan with the Sahara mix, is this lavendery, it's like a purple blue somewhere in the middle color, and it goes really well with all of these soft peaches and pinks and all of that, but it also, and even with the bright sunflower yellow, but it goes really well with those browns. So it's really versatile and I just adore this color. So we got another packet of those. Let's see, what else do we have? I did get some new eucalyptus. I'll have to put the seed I'll have to put the picture up because I don't remember which is which. Well, that's not true. I know this baby blue bouquet. They're classic. That's a simple round leaf, simple round leafed eucalyptus. It's fantastic for weddings and bouquets in general. Jeez, do you hear that? My chickens are freaking out. Eucalyptus, like the Sahara Rudbeckia, they're hardy to zone 9 and we're that 8B. So they could be overwintered here if you protected them properly. But I've said it before, I don't leave these in the ground simply because eucalyptus it has a reputation of being like a water pump. Like the roots will go down and they'll go and find the water sources. And my field is near to my septic and my other field is near to my well, and I don't want these guys to infiltrate any of that and cause any problems. So baby blue, and then the other one is, I can't even say this, Terraticornis. I'll put the name up on the screen. This one is a really pretty shape of eucalyptus. I haven't grown these before this particular one, but I'm looking forward to it. This is good, but this is more interesting in my opinion. Okay, so that's eucalyptus. Then I did need to re-up my supply of Mrs. Burns lemon basil. I have cinnamon basil already in there, but this one's my favorite. If you're gonna grow basil, grow this one. The color is a bright green, kind of cheerful grass green, but the scent is unbelievable. That lemon is so strong, and paired with basil, it's my favorite. Just trust me on this one. Grow this. Okay, then I did buy some more larkspur and some bupleurum. So I'm I'm a little wary. We went out there and planted those larkspur, or spread the seed for the larkspur several weeks ago. And I'm not sure how well they did or if they're gonna come up. It's kind of a little early to say because it's been so warm, but I don't trust it. Those were kind of old seeds. So I bought some more. This one is a misty lavender. I really enjoy those soft blue purple colors in the spring. So I bought a packet of these, and I bought more bupleurum because I planted the bupleurum at the same time that I replanted the larkspur, and I'm not sure that it actually is gonna come up. So I'm gonna hedge my bets and plant some more. It's worth the extra $10. Okay, next up I have stock. So stock, we did really well with stock this last year. Several years before, I struggled with it a little bit, but we did really well, and I want to do that again. Again though, I have pared down on my color varieties. I do have some left over from the last season, so I will use, it won't be just these colors, but I did pare down on the colors that I'm going to use. This one is the Cat's Double White. I grew these last year and I love them. They're so full and the panicles get really big. And the scent is just intoxicating. These smell like cloves. They really do. I grow these also. Lemon, basil, cloves are the stock for the scent. They're just amazing. And the other one I ordered was the Iron Apricot. As you can tell, there's a lot of peaches and apricots and whites. I do have one wedding for a good friend of mine that I'm gonna do this summer that I wanna make sure that I have flowers for. Also for the wholesalers and whatnot, like I've talked about already. So those two colors, they're just beautiful, and I can't wait to have armloads of these in my bouquets. Okay, the next one I had to reorder is my red spike amaranth. These, along with the hibiscus, these are some of my favorites for the late summer into fall. This year, I don't think I'm going to start them quite as early as I have in the past. I've started them, you know, the 6 to 8 weeks, whatever it said on the packets, before your last frost, and then you can put them out there, and it's great. But they do much better when it's warmer, so I think I might start the seeds a little bit later this year and put them out into the fields in May instead of in April. They like the warmer temperatures for sure. But these guys, this dark burgundy flower spike is so pretty, and the leaves on it, the foliage itself is so good. I grow what I like, but these are fantastic for that late summer. They'll go really nicely for a moody bouquet with the Sahara Rudbeckia and the red, or the plum, probably the red sunflowers. They'll be great. Let's see. And I did have to buy more cosmos. I got a whole bunch of apricota. I've said in the past, if you've seen my videos, me and cosmos have a love-hate relationship. I love how beautiful they are in a bouquet. I'm not a fan of having to pick them. They don't play well with others. But this color combination with the lavender and the yellow and the peach, it's just beautiful. It's so pretty. I cannot not grow them. And I'm, again, going to try, if I keep on top of it, we'll see how I do this year. I'm gonna try and succession sow these a little bit earlier than I did this last year, so that I can get another round of these flowers. Maybe if these go out in May, if I do another round in June, I should have good flowers heading into August and September, because the first round will be fizzling out late July into August. Okay, cosmos. Okay, and then I ordered some Echinacea seeds. These are both cut flower and not cut flower. these I'm gonna grow and plant into my gardens. But like I said, but if you've seen my videos in the past, you know that I go into my gardens and I cut flowers. That's the beauty of being a flower farmer. Everything is a cut flower. But this mix is the Paradiso Tall mix. I haven't grown these before. I've got Cheyenne Spirit and I've got Purpurea, like the classic Echinacea. But this one has a multicolor and they're supposed to be really tall. So we're gonna get these going here probably next week. Looking forward to this. I love Echinacea. And then the last ones that I wanted to talk about that I ordered is Lisianthus. Now, I have said in the past that I'm not going to grow Lisianthus anymore, but I just need to figure out how to do it better. I struggle to get them to germinate, and then when I finally get them into the ground, they suffer a little bit. I don't think they like my climate quite as much as I want them to, but I have some plans for how to get their germination and keep them happy while they're in their seed trays. And then with row cover, or we're gonna see. I have some plans with how I want to try to get them out to grow nicely out in the field. These guys, they're classic for weddings. The flowers last for 2 weeks in the vase. They're so good. There's a reason that they're in all your grocery store floral departments. It's because they ship well, they're tough, and they last so long. So if they're coming from, South America, which a lot of grocery store flowers do, they can be packed dry and shipped and they won't completely die. The rate of loss is a lot lower with flowers like that. And then, so the two different varieties that I got, this one is Champagne. It's Voyage 2 Champagne. It's a really soft, beautiful color. These colors aren't too awful different from each other, but they're enough different that I wanted to try them both. This one, like I said, Voyage Champagne, it's that soft peachy cream color. And then this one is Lizadora Apricot 3. So it's that peachy color again. These guys are both, I believe, let me double check. I think these are both, it doesn't say on here. I'll have to look on the website. These are both, I believe, the group 1, which means that they should be up and blooming. They like the colder color, yeah. So this growing guide that they sent with this is from Lisianthus. So these are in the groups 1. Yeah, these are group 1, both of these varieties, which means they're spring and summer bloomers. This will talk about group 1. They like the moderate light and heat, so they don't want to be growing in July here. Like, that's not what they want. They want it to be cooler and a little less light. So these should be good. These should be good for the early part of the season. August, these couple other varieties that I didn't get, those are for when those are good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this year. These guys, they're so hard. They're notoriously hard. A lot of flower farmers will just order in plugs. I'm not willing to give up yet. So I'm actually gonna start these in the near future. There's a few of these that I'm gonna start here in the next couple of weeks to try to get a jump start on them, make sure I have big healthy plants when it's time to get them into the ground. So I've got the Echinacea for sure, the Lisianthus probably, and there's a couple more like the Larkspur and the Bupleurum that I need to get out into the ground before it gets too cold. Yeah, so there's a lot to come in the very near future. It's a week or so before Christmas right now, and believe it or not, my big seed starting really starts right at the end of December and into the new year. It all starts going. It's pretty exciting. It seems like we just finished. Heck, I'm still dividing dahlias, but the next growing season, the 2025 growing season is upon us. It's time to really get going. I've already got some snapdragons and some other seedlings that I still need to get out into the ground in here, but they're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. It's really weird this year. We haven't had a frost yet. Yeah, it's really strange. Normally by now, by Thanksgiving, usually it's been frozen, and we haven't had that. We've had several windstorms though, and lots of rain. Okay guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you're as excited as I am to get planning your garden and starting seeds, which, like I said, it's coming up quick. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell me what new seeds in the comments that you're getting this year, new varieties that you're trying. I always look forward to hearing what you guys are doing. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.